Hello, and welcome to the Charterstone Times, an award-winning investigative journalism and local gossip podcast bringing you the latest news from the Santa Royale Charterstone apartment complex. Here, we aim to be your in-depth source for all going-ons in the Merryworth universe. Hello, and welcome again to the Charterstone Times. Today is Thursday, March 7th, 2024, the first day of March and the last of the first days of the month. It is a lovely day here in Santa Royale, and the sun continues to shine. However, we are also very aware that the time will be turning on Sunday. Yes, if you live somewhere where the clocks change, don't forget to set them back. It is an important part of the average life of a Santa Royale resident. So, without further ado, let's check in with Santa Royale's favorite resident, Mary Worth. Yesterday, Mary had suggested a trip to the local botanic gardens, and Jeff had agreed. They found themselves amidst cherry blossoms blooming around them. Jeff asked, "Aren't they blooming early this year?" Mary said, "Jeff, some varieties bloom early," and proceeded to pull out some rather interesting information about botanics. She told him, while other types generally bloom later, much like her neighbor, Keith Hilland. Yes, Mary Worth is about to tell her boyfriend Jeff about Keith Hilland. Will we get to see and recap all of Keith's adventures with Mary today? Let's find out. We find ourselves with Jeff and Mary continuing to saunter down a botanic garden path. It cuts in between two cherry blossom trees who are flowering menacingly over the ground. Not a single flower has fallen from them. It is still early in their season. Allegedly. Or not, because some trees bloom early. According to the National Public Park Service, by the way, the National Park Service, the peak bloom for cherry blossoms in the U.S. is March 23rd through March 26th. It is the day when 70% of the Yoshino cherry blossoms are open. Peak bloom varies annually depending on weather conditions, and the most likely time to reach it is typically between the last week of March and the first week of April. Extraordinary warm or cool temperatures have resulted in peak bloom as early as March 15th. Judging by the trees in this pictures, they have already achieved peak bloom. So Jeff is right. The cherry blossoms are blooming early. It is not just random coincidence like Mary suggests. Perhaps they should be concerned about the increase of temperatures around the world. But I digress. Mary starts by telling Jeff that her neighbor Keith is a retired police officer and former Marine who found love after retirement. Keith quotes something, "There is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens." Mary says, yes, Ecclesiastes 3:1-8. I think that's how you say biblical timestamps, but I'm not sure. If I am wrong, please drop us a note at charterstonetimes@gmail.com. Jeff looks at Mary, astounded by her historical knowledge of religious texts, and says, "Yes, tell me more about him, Mary." Is Jeff referring to whoever Ecclesiastes is? Well, he can't be, because Ecclesiastes is one of the Ketuvim writings of the Hebrew Bible and part of the wisdom literature of the Christian Old Testament, and mostly deals with an unnamed author. Yes, it seems that Ecclesiastes is not actually a specific writer. Wow, how shocking. I also believe that it is equally likely that Jeff could have been quoting the Byrds in their song Turn, Turn, Turn. Yes, in the Byrds song Turn, 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 they say, there is a season, turn, 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 and a time to every purpose under heaven. Yes, very close to the Ecclesiastes quote, however, not quite. If you would like to learn more about the Bible and other religious texts, tune in tomorrow to find out if Mary Worth will be educating us. Thank you. That's all for today's edition of the Charterstone Times. Thank you again, as always, for listening. I hope you will tune in tomorrow to see what else happens in the exciting world of the Charterstone Apartments and Mary Worth.